Hey everybody, welcome back to the final... Well, not back, unless if you've already watched... Welcome to the final part of Pikmin 2!
We've been through this before!
Welcome to the final part of Pikmin 2, everybody. Are you ready for the most anticlimactic ending to a playthrough in video game history? Because I sure am. Please, make it end.
Wait, are we playing Fable 2?
I mean, we could
I didn't
be.
think we were playing Fable 2.
Well,
Hotline Miami.
Well, here's the thing about Pikmin. Here's the thing about Pikmin 2. Since the game is pretty non-linear and you can end it at pretty much any point as long as you are getting the 10,000 Pokos, you can pretty much get that final amount on any item in the game. You can get 10,000 Pokos from the... You can cross that threshold from a hard-fought treasure from a difficult boss fight, or you can get it from just a random enemy that you find lying around in a dungeon. It can be either. It just depends on the order you did things and how the math lines up. So, yeah. This is gonna be pretty anticlimactic. I'll just put it that way.
Get the crown.
I actually don't think I'm bothering with the crown.
Then why do you bother with it at the end of the last day?
I thought I could get it back in time, but it just...
you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
It's right there, Ted.
It's
Throw some Pikmin at it.
It takes...
It's right there.
It takes 30.
It's made of gold.
It takes 30 is the thing, and that's a lot of Pikmin.
You have 100.
I have 100.
Why, you're just gonna be waiting for the waves to tear down the wall anyway.
I think I've got other things I can do in the meantime. Like
bring the crown back.
I mean, I guess, technically. But I also had more fun things that I could be doing in the meantime, like...
There's no way you just leave that alone.
Yes, I leave it alone.
Oh my god, it's right there.
Oh, you guys sound like...
There is literally nothing else here to do.
No, trust me, it just looks like that. It's part of how empty and barren this... No, the enemies didn't respawn here. That's weird.
Just bring it back.
In other areas, they do respawn. Okay, maybe I'm not sure. This game, like the water dumples respawned definitely, and the shearwigs did. But hey, we can bring back this cool bear statue instead. That's way better, right?
You know what that bear's missing? A nice little crown. Why don't you go and grab that thing over there and put it on top of it?
Nah.
Man.
I like beating up little water dumples instead.
I like beating up kids instead.
Man, I went through so much shit to get a giant crown in Persona 5. Like, you wouldn't believe. And you're just leaving that one there. It's out in the open for you.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, like...
Yeah, you remember our 3D World playthrough? The crown was what you want.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I had to go through an entire tower to get it, and they just want me to bring it back to the King of Romilly, and I don't feel like it, so I'm just going to put the crown on my mage's head and just never go back to that town. And it's, you know, the game doesn't care. So, yeah. Oh, none of you guys played Dragon Quest. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm...
Back in my day, it was Dragon Warrior, and I hated it.
Wow. You're an asshole. The game's great.
How did you not...
I don't know how that happened. I honestly don't know how that happened. Like, I know that I accidentally...
We're going to learn how to hold our breath longer.
I know that I accidentally brought the one in, but I don't know how the rest of them just fell in like that. Oh, good job, Louie. So, wait.
Yeah, you feel dirty for saying that.
A little bit, yeah. But you have to give credit where credit's due, so you get one...
No, you don't.
What
you do is you make someone else do all the work, and then you claim the credit for yourself. That's how the business world works.
That's true. So anyway, this is the last... Yeah. You guys didn't need to see that, so... I guess that was the one I cut to. Like, I know that I think I thought I did it, like, forever ago, but whatever. So since this is technically the final dungeon in the game, I'm not speeding it up. So, yeah. Well, at least the final dungeon in my run, anyway. I could go.
Man.
I could go to others, but I really the only reason to explore caves that you don't need to is just to 100% the game. Because there is a set ending to this game. I guess I should explain. After the credits roll, you unlock the final world. The Wistful Wild, I think is what it's called.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And in there's one dungeon where if you complete that dungeon, you get the true ending of the game. So after that point, you're going into dungeons just to get more money, to have more money. It's just for 100%. And I don't think the ending changes if you get all of the treasure in the game. It's not like Pikmin.
Not that I know of.
It's not like Pikmin 3 where there's a normal ending and it changes depending on if you've gotten all the fruit or not. Because in that game, I mean, yeah, technically you're going for 100% for 100%, but you are given at least a slightly different end credits text. So, you know, you're given something for 100% of the game. In this, you're just, oh my god. So that guy, I don't remember his name, but he's a snitch bug. He captures the captains instead of the Pikmin, which makes him far more annoying. But, so if he catches both of them at the same time, like he just did right there, I don't think you can do anything but try to wiggle free and get a couple of...
Rotary dial?
Also, wow, a rotary phone thing. Like, I haven't seen that in years.
It's a dial.
Don't touch that dial. Although that's for a TV.
Well, no, that's for TVs. Were rotaries even still a thing when you were a kid, Ted?
Like, my grandparents had
they
one.
weren't a thing when we were kids, John.
No, I vaguely remember rotary
No,
phones.
I've used them, but they weren't really a thing.
There were rotary phones that were just sort of hanging around in old-fashioned businesses, probably in the city.
Or
where
old
a lot
people,
of those
or
were
old
still
people's
around.
houses.
Yeah.
Well, you know, not even my grandparents had a rotary. I think my great-grandfather's phone had a rotary phone, but it wasn't hooked up to anything. It was just laying around like a collectible.
I actually remember that when I was really young, like 2 or 3, like I had one of those like kids phones, like those kid toy phones that you give to 3-year-old by like
yeah.
And it was a rotary.
Yeah.
Those don't count.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, rotary phones were familiar enough. People knew what they were, but they weren't in common usage.
yeah, they're like floppy disks today, honestly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, only we don't call them we don't call rotary phones save icons. So
Save buttons, yeah.
yeah.
I think we're at a point now where a kid can question what is the save button, and like, oh.
Well, when I was young, like there were still floppy disks around on computers when I was growing up, but none of them were floppy by that point because they were 3.5 inch at that point. It was only the really big ones that were actually floppy. So
That's the thing, though. At some point, just the image of the floppy disk will become completely obsolete. So what would the
Well, it's kind of like the phone icon on your phones.
yeah, no phone.
True, very true. But like, what do you think would replace the floppy disk?
I don't
as a save
I don't
button
think
in a
it does.
new
I don't think
generation?
anything does. I think newer generations just accept that as the symbol for saving. You know, it's just one of those things. Technically, there technically is no logic to like the way letters are arranged. It's just a bunch of arbitrary lines that we give meaning to. The letter A only means the letter A because we as a society.
When you think about it, nothing matters.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far.
Nothing really matters.
The thing about the save icon is it actually does have a double meaning. It's not just signifying that there's a floppy disk there, but it also... Floppy disks have the same sort of innards as a hard disk.
But is it floppy or hard? Lewis, make up your mind.
It's floppy on the inside, it's hard on the outside, but basically the spinning thing...
Stop laughing.
The thing inside a hard disk drive is basically the same as what you'd get in a floppy disk. But we're moving on to solid state drives, so that's no longer true for a lot of computers.
Yeah. I don't even know. Oh man. Oh, we get gamma tape instead of duct tape. Man, this isn't nearly as reliable.
What about beta tape? And epsilon tape?
Alpha tape.
When is Omega going to join our team of Pikmin hunters?
Well, no, actually, I think duct tape would be the alpha tape. So
Duct tape. Woohoo. You know, it was really funny. I was trying to throw my Pikmin to the tape, but they landed on the enemies instead.
I like that brand name, by the way, duct tape. It's just like it just turned a mispronunciation into a brand name with a mascot, and I love it.
Yeah.
For long, when I was a kid, I always called it duck tape.
Oh no, I did too, all the time.
Without even really thinking about it, it's like, what the fuck does that actually mean?
No, I always called it too because like when I was that young, I didn't know what a duct was. So
yeah,
like I was just like, okay, it's duct tape, and so like I don't know. It's just funny.
Well, yeah, it's because the words duct and tape. Well, the first ends with a T and the other begins with a T. So when people say it fast, they wind up mispronouncing it as duct tape. And
Yeah.
I like to believe that it's made out of duck, like duck sauce that you get in Chinese restaurants. It's not like actually apricots. It's made of duck. They take the duck
Which
and
is
they
why
wring
it's
it
so
out.
strong, because it's made out of some satanic ritual.
Yeah, basically, like under the full moon, they have to take the duck in their duck robe, cult shit. And man, we're getting really, really weird when we don't. Oh god, this floor. Okay, I hate this. This is one of the floors that irritated me the most because
I'll be quiet, Ted. You hate all the floors in this game.
some of them are more bad than others, though. What makes this one irritating is that there's both snitch bugs and the enemies that spawn bomb rocks. So you have enemies that are meant to scatter around your Pikmin, and enemies that are meant to spawn the most destructive objects in the game. So, yeah. Like, there really is no good way to attack these enemies, because when you attack them, they drop the bomb rock, which means you need to scatter your Pikmin. But by the time the bomb rock explodes, the enemy has gotten back up and has spawned another bomb rock, meaning that you're in danger again. So your timing has to be really, really tight in order to get the enemy dead, pretty much. And it's just infuriating. And even though the bomb rocks are laying on the ground there, for some reason yellows have just figured out how to pick up things, and you can't use them for yourself. Which is a shame too, because using bomb rocks against enemies in Pikmin 1 was one of the most satisfying things in that game. You can drain down enemy health bars incredibly quickly that way, and it's a really cool alternate method of attack, and I'm glad they brought it back in Pikmin 3, but in Pikmin 2 it's just not there, and it's sad.
Oop.
Honestly, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Just like a light bulb, or what?
I think it is an old light bulb, yeah.
Okay, it just looked a little weird. It had the Nintendo logo on it, though, for some reason. I guess they couldn't come up with a light bulb sponsor.
It was
Next to a circuit board.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a circuit. It's part of a circuit board, I think.
Oh, okay, so it's probably used
Well,
for...
a very old-fashioned one.
So it's probably it's for computer stuff. Okay.
And
Yeah.
probably give you cancer if you look at it.
If it has
Why
the
would you-
Nintendo logo on it, it might be something that they used in one of their old systems.
Wait, John, why would you lick a mainframe of all things?
People
This
lick
game
with
sure is great.
people lick Nintendo Switch cartridges.
Yeah, but that's because they were told not to. Like, I mean, it's stupid, but I can understand doing something specifically
Well,
if someone
it's-
tells you not to. But
It's because Switch cartridges are coated in this bitter stuff that's supposed to keep children from eating them.
yeah, so
Because
they,
they're so small, and people lick it out of curiosity.
yeah, it's like, okay, we put this stuff on here, so don't lick it because it'll taste bad. Oh, that means I have to.
It's not supposed to be anti-licking. Nobody cares if you lick a cartridge. It's anti-choking. So
Maybe if
nobody
the
cares
kids
what
weren't so
adults do.
stupid.
Yeah, well,
You're
little
supposed to boil them first, idiot.
little kids, it's
It's for literal babies, basically. Like,
yeah, it's for literal babies. They put things in their mouth. It's how they. It's basically like their second sense of touch.
It's the law of nature.
yeah, so, like, I don't know why you're keeping your video games around like you're 8-month-old, but don't do that. Like, they should be holding the controller in their hands, man. Teach them young.
Well, sometimes you take a cartridge out, put another one in, and you leave it on the table, thinking you're gonna put it away in like 20 minutes, but you get sucked into the game and forget about it.
Oh, not for DS or Switch cartridges like that. Like, actually, I've been putting the Switch cartridges back into their box. For my DS, I had a separate bag for that kind of stuff, but I actually really like the Switch boxes. Actually, it really bothers me when my brothers do that with discs, too. I always put it back in the goddamn case, because it's going to get scratched that way.
What I always wind up doing is putting it in the case that I took the game I'm changing into the system out of, so everything winds up in the wrong case by the end of the week.
I try not to do that, but it's better, like, if I can't find the case it's supposed to go in, it's better to do that than to not have it in a case at all, because then it gets scratched or lost, and I don't want that.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I believe this is the last floor of the playthrough. Like, not even the last floor of this dungeon. It's just the... No, wait.
So the moment you clear the debt, that's
You
it,
go
the
back
game
home.
ends.
Yep.
The moment you clear the debt and if you're in a dungeon the moment you leave the dungeon with enough money. Because if you leave a dungeon early, like through the start menu, you drop all of the stuff you've collected and leave. So you have to actually leave the dungeon through a geyser in order to keep the money you've gotten there.
Ah, right.
So in this case, what's going to happen is once I
You're just gonna leave.
Once I pass that magical 10,000 Poké mark, you have to remember, I was so done with this game by the time I got to this point. I just did not want to finish. I was through. And
The only winning move's not to play.
well,
Fuck you.
well,
Play the game.
Stop
being a coward.
Also, I had to play this in order to play Pikmin 3, which I like more. So the only winning move is so in this case we should rename it to the only winning move is to play, but really, really half-ass it.
You don't quit your job, Lisa. You just do your job really half-assed. That's the American way.
So okay, we passed 10,000 Pokos. There's still treasure on this floor, but I really don't give a shit. So,
speaking of procedurally generated stuff, since Atlas doesn't want us streaming Persona 5, should I start
You said too much.
Persona 3 instead?
Haven't we been wanting to do Persona 3 since the very first commentary?
Yeah,
Well, that was, again, you could say that about like everything Lewis tries to record.
but you know, I've got this shout out from Igus's voice actress that's been sitting on my hard drive that some fan got for us for like 3 years that I haven't used because we haven't done anything Persona related yet.
Again,
that's so from this, and you're watching BrainScratch Comments. Rate 5 stars. Ooh.
Oh man, I forgot YouTube had a star rating system at one point.
oh, okay, we're done. Thank Christ. We've paid the entire debt. Man, that does not look anything like the background of the area we were just in. So you have to remember for a little bit that even though we cleared off the debt, we still actually don't have any money. So we're just as broke as we were before. We can't afford rent or food or anything like that. We're just not getting our kneecaps broken in by loan sharks anymore. Which, I mean, is better than nothing, granted, but still, like, I want to be able to eat next month.
You
And
guys,
I think it's gonna be
A
a
lot.
long time.
next time, take your loan from Sky Finance. Trust me, it'll work out better.
Bye, Pikmin. We will never meet again.
They're looking at us like, wait, did you just, like, forget your keys or something? Oh, Louie.
Oh, how unfortunate.
So
We forgot Louie.
actually, my personal fan theory is that he just didn't want to go for some reason. Like, I'm not sure why, but like, I know Louie's a dolt, but I don't think he's dumb enough to not get on the ship. So
No, he is dumb enough to not get
okay,
on
he
the
is
ship.
dumb enough to not get on the ship, but I like to believe that he left himself on the planet on purpose for some reason. I mean, we're supposed to feel so bad about Louie not being there, and if you continue after the credits, like, the president says, the ship gets gold plating, which looks really, really tacky, for the record, and the president joins you, and he's the second playable character after that. And you go back to the planet, and you're supposed to look for Louie. The last area gets open. So, I mean, yeah, that's cool, I suppose. But yeah,
Louie, you dolt.
Is this the thing, just like to put CGI renders on top of what is clearly a live capture of environment?
yeah, somebody just went into their backyard and took pictures, and then they
Yeah,
took this
it's
model
called
of Louie.
You know what did?
It's called Pokemon Go.
Okay. You know what did that too? Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the end credits. Let's just take some B-roll we had of driving down the road and just put Cloud on top of it.
And that was the proof of concept for Final Fantasy 15.
So anyway, I've already bitched and moaned and whined and complained enough about how I really do not like this game. I mean,
So here's one more.
sure, yeah. I mean, I get what they were trying to do. It's just that I feel like in their effort to make the game longer, because that was the big complaint, the game Pikmin 1 was too short. In their effort to make the game longer, they split the game in half between a standard Pikmin and a roguelike. And I don't feel like they could do either well. The above ground areas don't really feel well designed. There's a lot of recycling from the original game. The puzzles aren't as good. And then you've got the dungeons, which, as we've seen, are really annoying. And I think I brought this up earlier. I don't feel like the dungeon mechanics, at least without a time limit, really fit the Pikmin kind of gameplay. So it's an instance of trying to do... It's an instance of trying
Special
to do too many
thanks to all of our sponsors
Oh,
and
God.
viewers like you.
That is a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
How did they ever get the license to republish this game?
I don't think any of them cared. I think it's the big
They want
thing.
more money.
So, yeah. This game also has a lot, like, it lists every single way you let Pikmin die as well, where the original game was just like, dead and left behind. That's it. So this game really likes to make you feel bad. Well,
Well, at least no one died to poison.
yeah, I mean, I don't think any died to fire either, so, that's cool.
It says an asshole. He's not a monster.
Yeah. So it says I spent 5 hours. There I cut 2.5 hours out. Even in this half-assed playthrough. Now, the game asks me if I want to go back to the planet. No. No, I don't.
You have selected?
No. At least not in this game, anyway. So, don't worry. If you guys really like Pikmin and feel cheated for not doing a 100%, screw you. But I will 100% Pikmin 3. So, you can look forward to that. Yay!
Well, can you at least elaborate for a second? What is the true ending?
You rescue Louie and go home.
Quote-unquote rescue.
Yeah.
You go back to the planet, and then you go back. You go back through all the areas you've been through, and you collect all the missile tanks that you missed because the game wouldn't let you get them. And at the end, you get Louie's helmet, and you hug it real tight.
All right, fine,
then-
fucking hell. I'll record other M next. Jesus Christ. You shut your fucking mouth.
What actually happens is that you fight a super, robot spider. That supposedly captured Louie, although it says later that Louie was likely controlling it because it didn't like you.
Yeah, Louie's a giant dickwad, for the record. And if you beat all of the challenge mode without losing any Pikmin, you get a cutscene that shows that Louie was the one responsible for getting the company in debt in the first place. So,
Son of a bitch.
yeah. But 100% in the game would likely be a 20-hour affair or more, maybe closer to 30, because you have to go through every dungeon and get every item on the way, and it just would have been a nightmare. I'm not doing it. It would be the most tedious commentary alive, even if I did speed up everything. So we're not doing it. But
It would
Pikmin
be
3
so
will be
tedious
fun.
it would actually come alive.
Wow, we should not have that much power. I did everybody a favor.
Louie, you dolt. Stay there. See if we care.